Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Just wanted to start with a bit of a thanks, really, to Rick and the team for putting on such a brilliant human conference. It's been quite a special day, I think. Yeah, thanks. I've been sat in the audience. I think that's always a good thing as a speaker because it really changes what you say, or it certainly has an effect on it. And I think one clear message that's come through, certainly since lunch, is this idea of not limiting yourself. And that's not in a kind of tycoon way of just taking over the world, but in a way of actually just making yourself a more rounded person, someone that has more depth in terms of the knowledge we acquire, and joining up, I think, with other people to expand your realm of influence and your realm of your knowledge. And I'm certainly someone who really enjoys pushing at the edges of my knowledge. So as an agency, we certainly take a lot of jobs on that we're really attracted to, and then we find out how we're going to do it. So, and we do that with a really clear conscience in that we're a very creative agency and we think big. And the ways in which that creativity gets expressed, it might be an art installation, it might be a fantastic brochure, it might be a beer, it might be a new charity, it might be strategy, it might be digital. So with that in mind, there's a huge amount of work we can take on because we collaborate. Although we're a small agency, we'll be up to 6 people within a couple of weeks. We collaborate with the best around the world to produce work that we're really proud of. What we're talking about today is measuring success. And we're 10 years old, and we started out as a graphic design company. We were a company, 2 guys basically, Lazenby and Brown, who you came to make things look nice. Simple as that. And we did really well making things look nice. And we still make things look nice. And we've learned and we've grown. And when I look back to that company that launched, I'm really proud of where we started. I'm proud of the work we've done. And it's a journey of learning. It's sure there's been financial growth and we're profitable, but the thing I'm most proud of is the fact that we've grown as a company. And when a company is that small, it means that we've grown as people, and our influence has grown. So as our service has developed into brand development and growth partnership, we became very attracted to the DBA. These are effectively as designers, this is our industry body. They are there to protect us, to inform us, to equip us with knowledge, which might be legal, it might be training, it might be, it's about development really and how you can learn from your peers. And they have a brilliant awards ceremony every year, which is about crediting effectiveness in design. So it's not a beauty parade, it's not about what looks best, it's about what actually made a difference. What bit of creativity was the gateway to unlocking a huge number of sales or a new audience or incredible stats? How can we affect change with creativity? And we were very fortunate to win one of these lovely trophies. And it really changed the way we think as an agency. You can really see this beer. I know we're late in the day. This isn't a mirage. This is a photograph of some beer. And this is a cruel trick to play on you at this time of day. But this was the client that we won the DBA award with. And it was great. We went down to London. We were shoulder to shoulder with the best in the UK and beyond. Our category included Moët Chandon and Fridge milkshakes and a few other everyday brands. And this is a tiny brewery based out on Tockwith, who we've been working with for about 10 years. And I think that's what sets us apart a little bit from other companies is this it's not even collaboration, it's more like convergence, where we become part of the company. And that manifests itself in all sorts of ways. York Chocolate Stout there is a product that we physically invented as part of we saw it as something that was missing from the brewer's range. We're very closely associated with York's chocolate history, very connected to its heritage and its past through the Roundtree Society and a few other things. So we thought there's an amazing opportunity here to build a product that should have been there all the time. Why the hell hasn't York got a chocolate stout? So we did that. And we did it in an unusual way. The brewer at the time had no money, but he was an amazing brewer. He just recently employed one of the head brewers from Guinness, so he knew his stout inside and out. And we worked with another client of ours, Sophie from the Cocoa House, to innovate a whole new way of getting chocolate into beer. And this product was born, and we took half of his profits for the rest of our lives. We didn't ask for any money up front. That was just a belief that this was going to work. It doesn't make a lot of money, but it does show you that that was just an idea, and without any upfront money from the client, we were able to come to an arrangement where this thing exists. So the reason we got this lovely award was a pretty staggering return on a £10,000 investment. Within the 18 months that followed our rebrand, we returned that investment 1,800%, which is staggering in terms of, because the brewer had the hard bit right. They had an award-winning product. It just looked like shit. So we had to transform that, and really we did that through a series of events, working with people in the industry, working with experts who knew about retail, experts who knew about shelf presence, who knew about how do we actually get the audience to understand and get this product and get inside the mind of the people that buy it at a retail level. So we worked with Tesco's and Booths and Waitrose, and we were able to get Rudgate listed in all those outlets, which is basically why we've got that staggering return. And it is a return on an investment. Design is an investment. Creativity is an investment. Web build and design, it's an investment, and it pays off. And it pays off a hell of a lot more than the hourly rate you may quote for anyone. So just briefly, the rebrand caused a turnover increase of 22%. The bottle beers side of the business, the sales grew 200%, and overall it accounted for 5.5% of the business, which for a cask brewer, that's quite a huge amount. And during this whole process and creating these slides, I came up with this one. Good creative doesn't cost money, it makes money. I think this is something that as a community we need to really take ownership of. We are gatekeepers to audiences, and we are gatekeepers to success. And people talk about angel investment, people talk about business consultants, and often the money, the huge sums of money that are knocked about to set up a business, which in this day and age is likely to be digital. A lot of that money is to pay people like us to come up with amazing branding, to come up with incredible websites, to work out new technology and innovation. And that's our time, that knowledge that unlocks these fortunes is within us. And I think that's a really powerful place to be. So through this process, there's three things that I've learned specifically. One is take huge pride and own the impact of your own work. So don't just think, yep, hit the brief, which the client wrote for me. By the way, I've yet to receive a brief from a client that is fit for the job. Briefs should be created probably by creative agencies or worked at best with a client. So any sort of brief, if you're lucky enough to get one, and very few people are, would be always arrived at by working with your agency. It's very hard for a client to create a brief that's going to actually do the job that a brief's meant to do. Expect the success and share financial analytical information with clients. So it's very common for projects worked on by good people, and there's a lot of good people here. It's very common for those projects to succeed. It's more likely that they're going to succeed than fail. So if that's the case, it's important that you set off a client relationship understanding that this is going to work. This is going to make you a lot of money. This is going to succeed, and we're going to do it together. And we're going to do it long term. I'm not going to be off in 2 years. We're going to do this long term. So it's a great way to start a client relationship. And as a company or as an individual, you need to build a process with key stages that allows you to record and celebrate that analytical return and financial information. Because it's not just about finance. We're working with a police force at the moment where the success is purely based on its effect on young people and a police website that young people can truly interact with. So that's about stats and crime figures. It's not about money. It's about saving police time, and it's about analytical information coming from young people. So that's me. That's what I've learned through that process. That's the website. That's Twitter. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Matt.